Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I gotta tell you, CoinDesk has some of the most biased and irrational XRP haters out there in the world of crypto. Full stop. My God, these people, they can't stop, won't stop hating on XRP for years and years and years. And this goes back to well before I jumped into crypto, and I've been here since late 2017. But even then, the XRP community was calling them FUD desk, and in this case, they're blatantly lying about the state of XRP's legal status. XRP has had legal clarity since July of 2023, and their state, I'll show you what they said in just a moment, but they're basically stating that as a result of something that happened in a separate case, something that a judge said, that it does not have legal clarity. It's patently false. And so it's nice to see that Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has taken them to task in fun form and calling them out exactly how they should be called out. They deserve to be called out, and they should feel embarrassed. So I'm going to share with you what he had to say, give you all the specifics, and I also have perspective from attorney Bill Morgan of the XRP community. But before we get this party started, I'd like to be clear that I am not a financial advisor. You definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so here is the offending article from FUD Desk. Ripple's big court win nonetheless muddied waters on whether XRP is a security deserving tougher regulation. Now, folks, that literally is not true. This did not muddy the waters. Not muddied at all. XRP has legal clarity. Now, I'll explain to you why they're saying that, but it is wrong. Piece reads as follows. Ripple recently scored an unequivocal victory from a dollars and cents standpoint in a class action securities lawsuit, with the judge tossing out most of the case. But the judge also muddied the waters on a bigger issue, diverging from a high-profile decision last year by hinting that Ripple's XRP might be a security, thus deserving closer regulation. The conflicting ruling from two judges are a symptom of a bigger problem, the lack of legal and regulatory clarity for the crypto industry in the US, and until that clarity is granted, either by Congress or a ruling from a higher court, there will likely be more confusion for projects just like Ripple and beyond. And I'll just pause to note that they're conflating Ripple and XRP in that last sentence because, of course, I mean, they're the same thing, right? But even setting that aside, yes, so we do want more legal clarity, but they failed to note what happened just a couple days ago. Remember there were multiple cases from the Supreme Court that came down, and I can't remember which one this was in because there's been too many, frankly. I covered it at the time. But there was a ruling that came down from the Supreme Court, which, frankly, is not good for the SEC. And basically, the Supreme Court stated that if there is not sufficient clarity, if there's legal ambiguity, whatever the topic at hand may be, whether it has to do with the SEC or not, that you can't just have the unelected bureaucrats, for instance, Kim Jong-Gensler and the rest of those asshat pricks over at the SEC, you can't just come in and all willy-nilly decide what should actually be done in specific cases. And so, actually, I believe that was the case having to do with Chevron deference. And so, yeah, I think that was literally yesterday, if memory serves. I don't know, everything's a blur at this point, but anyway, so before that happened, the law of the land since 1984 was that if there is that legal ambiguity, just regulators make some common sense approach there and just you have at it. That was basically it, which means less freedom for the everyday person, less clarity. You just get to make it up a willy-nilly unelected bureaucrats. So Supreme Court struck that down. So that's not good for the SEC, obviously. So it is heading in that direction. But anyway, let me go a little bit further here. So they wrote on June 20th, Judge Phyllis Hamilton of the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California tossed out most of a class action suit Ripple faced. She allowed only one individual state law claim against the crypto firm and its CEO Brad Garlinghouse to proceed to trial. Okay, so what was that? What is actually going to trial? It's Brad Garlinghouse's statement that he was, quote, very, very long XRP, end quote. You remember that one? He did say that. And at the time he was selling some XRP, but you can be long an asset and sell a portion of it. I mean, I'm going to start selling XRP one day, a little bit of it, if the price gets high enough, if I'm sufficiently enticed. And then at that point, I'm going to still be long XRP. And then I'll sell more when the price goes up even more. How is this a tough concept here, right? So anyway, that's going to trial. But in order for that to be evaluated, they first have to go through the Howey test, apply XRP to the Howey test, because if it's not a security anyway, then you can't get to the point where you're judging Brad Garlinghouse's statement. That's all that they're saying here. And this is in a specific district. So even if that was found, first of all, it only impacts Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse. And then even if you wanted to be super duper careful, that means that there would be this one little district here in California where if you want to be safe, you just don't sell XRP there if you're Ripple. That's all that would mean. That's it. And I've covered this before. That's all that would mean. It doesn't change what on a federal level Judge Torres ruled pertaining to XRP. This would not change anything whatsoever. And so then we get to this. Now I'll get to Brad Garlinghouse's quote. I just had to do this in order. You'll see why. But anyway, so we get to the Crypto Basic article from today. Ripple CEO slams CoinDesk over inaccurate report on XRP. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse criticizes popular crypto news outlet CoinDesk for inaccurately reporting a recent court decision relating to XRP. Recall that California District Judge Phyllis J. Hamilton issued the highly anticipated decision in the securities class action against Ripple last week. In the ruling, the judge dismissed all securities law violation claims against Ripple. However, she scheduled a jury trial for a state law claim regarding a 2017 statement made by Garlinghouse. And so that's one I cited just a minute ago. Consequently, some media outlets misinterpreted the decision, noting that the California court ruling could alter XRP's non-security status as determined by New York federal judge Annalisa Torres. As reported earlier, Garlinghouse dismissed these misconceptions, emphasizing that XRP is, in and of itself, not a security. Despite the clarification, a recent CoinDesk report claims Judge Hamilton hinted that XRP could be a security. Reacting, the Ripple CEO faulted this claim and criticized the reputable media outlet for the inaccurate reporting. And look, I gotta tell you, I like Crypto Basic. They get some stuff wrong from time to time. That is the most flagrantly wrong thing I've ever seen them write. They just called FUDDesk a reputable media outlet. Look, I'm sorry, the Crypto Basic. Like, you're fired. Like, you just get the hell out of here. Pack up your bags, get the hell out. Now. Ain't no time. Here's what Brad Garlinghouse said, though. So you can see if you're looking at a screen here, here's FUDDesk sharing that article. And Brad Garlinghouse responded and tagged CoinDesk for good measure to make sure they saw it, because they did share this with their 3.2 million freaking followers. Oh my God, these people. They're just completely intolerable. So Brad Garlinghouse says, CoinDesk, this is embarrassing. The California judge did not call XRP a security. In fact, only XRP and Bitcoin have clarity in the US. You've already had to delete a misleading tweet after correcting a misleading headline on this topic once. The industry needs CoinDesk to be better. Golf clap for Brad Garlinghouse, everybody. And one of the things that made me LOL a bit, I did some lulling here. Even got a chuckle or two out of this. You see what's on the screen right here? This is called a community note. Now, if you're not on X, you might not be familiar with this. But when somebody writes something on X, the community on X, broadly speaking, has the opportunity to post, and there are requirements to be the type of person that can post one of these things, but to post a response. If something's just wrong or needs clarification, so it could be disastrously wrong, just needs clarification, whatever it may be, the community can respond to it. So it's not that X is going to take down the original post, and that's good. You wouldn't want that type of censorship. But there's an opportunity to respond. And so it's the community that comes together. Now, the cool thing about community notes, and I don't pretend to know a ton about it, but one of the things I do know is the case, is that in order for a community note to get approved, I don't remember what the number, how many people have to vote on this, whether it should be there or not, in order for it to spread out further on the platform. But I can tell you this. I do know that in order for that to get approved, there has to be a consensus between not just people that would normally agree with the topic in favor of whatever topic is being discussed. You also have to have people voting, yeah, this clarification here. It has to also come from people that normally don't agree with everybody else that would say yeah for this topic. So, like, on the political front, you could think, if there's an overlap where people on the left and the right are agreeing on something, yeah, it makes sense. And then in that case, it would get approved. But if it's just one side, you're not going to get a community note approved. So this means people not just in the XRP community, but broadly in crypto are like, yeah, XRP is not a security. What are you doing, CoinDesk? That's what that means. And so the community note simply says, XRP is not a security. Judge Torres ruled that under federal law. And then it just linked to Brad Garlinghouse's tweet, which I think is fantastic. That is rich. So I had a good time with that. I love seeing CoinDesk getting corrected in real time, right? Attorney Bill Morgan wrote, fact-checked. How embarrassing for the losers at CoinDesk. Spot on, Attorney Morgan. And then he had a little bit more to say in this post. He said, the CoinDesk article fails to acknowledge that one of these judges who made clarifying and persuasive observations differentiating the crypto asset itself from the alleged investment contracts was Judge Torres concerning XRP, and that this decision reinforces that the persuasive value of the reasoning that XRP itself is not a security. CoinDesk previously reported incorrectly that Judge Hamilton's decision in the Ripple class action in California muddied this issue. The only thing that is muddied is CoinDesk's legal reporting. And he shared this screen grab right here. Spot on, Attorney Morgan, and you'll love to see it. There you go, another delightful takedown of FUDDesk, and I'm happy to spread the message on the Moon Lambo channel, which, by the way, is the best channel on all of the YouTubes, and there is science behind that. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo!